So the new Blade just dropped today, and man, is he freaking insane. So I'm just gonna keep my playthrough in the background while I'm talking, and I will just explain why he's good. So Blade is like the new best in slot for Acheron nowadays. If you played Acheron, then you know how desperately she needs some help in terms of her support, or even another flare if possible. But now with Blade, I don't think she necessarily needs, I wouldn't say she doesn't need another flare, but he fixes a lot of her issues. So the first one is her damage, because Blade has a lot of buffs. The first one is he gives ultimate damage increase, and he also he's like an universal damage increase as well. Plus his new relic set that he got also gives more damage increase. But what really makes Blade good, in my opinion, is the fact that he provides Acheron with a lot of stacks. So he has two ways to apply those stacks. The first one is whenever he gets hit, he applies a certain debuff to the enemy, and he is more likely to be the one to get hit, because in his kit he has an increased stun chance. So he's the one who's gonna be likely to get hit, and if it's AoE, of course it's gonna be applying to. So this is the first way. The second way is whenever someone in the team hits the enemy, then they're gonna be applying a debuff. You can think of it like similar to E2 Civil War. So he has basically E2 Civil War in his base kit, in his E0, which is freaking insane. I don't know what were they thinking about when they made that. So yeah, like even if you hit with a basic attack, follow-up attack, like anything, he's gonna be good. And this is one of the reasons why I think the Acheron, Mort's Blade, and Ash Veil might be actually a legit team, because especially if you have an E2 Blade. But I don't want to get into that too much, but because E2 Blade buffs follow-up attacks, which in turn Ash Veil buffs, which in turn is going to be buff Acheron, so we can see the synergy in here. But yeah, like Blade is a good investment for Acheron. If you're thinking about whether you should be pulling Blade for Acheron or not, you should absolutely put him. This is the main reason why I put him. I only have one team for him, and it's going to be Acheron. But yeah, like he is good. For this team, by the way, you can actually use Tribbie instead of Sparkle. In fact, I think it's better to use Tribbie, especially if you have her at E1 instead of Sparkle. It's just that I don't have Tribbie, so I'm just using whatever I have. But yeah, like this is what I was able to zero cycle with, and I will show you my gear right now. So this is my gear. This is my Acheron. She is like 94% crit rate, and these are her stats. This is her set. And she is 6, of course. My Mort is still E0. My set on him is kind of whatever. Like I was just crafting some stuff with the new, like, you know, the things that you scrap the relics with. And this is the light one that I'm using on. You can kind of use the one that Lucas light one, this one. You can use it too. Like it's just that you have to be careful about how you use it, because this one is only 1 turn, while this one, like, the debuffs are 2 turns. But this one, like, it's a defense threat, so it's actually better when it comes to like the DPS. But I was just using this one because I wanted to try it, and because I got it, but I not really use this light one that much, so I wanted to see how it works with Blade. And this is my Welt, like he's using his light on. This is his relics. Honestly, I don't know. My Welt is not really well invested. I was just using whatever on him. Yeah, my Sparkle is E2. But like I said, with Sparkle, like she's not really needed for this team. If you have Tribbie, you can just use Tribbie instead of Sparkle, because like I said, Tribbie might be even better, because she's going to be doing more follow-up attacks, and she's going to be giving more stacks to Acheron the more Caxel's ult, and she can also carry DDD instead of Sparkle. But yeah, and for Welt, you can kind of use Danheng, the Terra Danheng, or even Hyacinth. The reason I used Welt because I was trying to zero cycle that mock, but I was trying so hard to try and see if I can zero cycle this, and they both always had like an 80% HP left, and it was so frustrating. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try our Ankh, and the Ankh, like, I got it on my first try, like the showcase that you saw earlier. Like this was my first try, my first and only try that I tried with Welt, and that was the one that I recorded. But yeah, like Welt is good. Like even if you only need his E4 for like the debuffs that he has. I'm not sure if he's gonna work well with at E0 though. But if you don't have Welt, like you can just use some Tribbie or someone else. I don't know what you have in your accounts, but yeah, Mort is really good. Mort's Blade is amazing, and if you consider putting him for Acheron, then definitely get him, because He's pretty much a game changer for Acheron right now, especially if Acheron ends up getting some Nova Flare or something. Oh my god, I think Acheron might go back to being one of the best DPSs in the game. Because I'm kind of satisfied with the buff that she got with Blade now. Because I was not using Acheron at all. She was pretty much benched forever, like for a year. Not for a year, but I use it every now and then, but I don't really get satisfying results. Like even my Jingu performed better than her, even though she's also E6, but Jingu is very old, so he's not really as great as like for the likes of Acheron. But yeah, I think this is it. If you want to play Acheron, pull Blade, pull Blade, pull Blade. If you don't care about Acheron, you only care about follow-up attacks or something, pull Blade, pull Blade, pull Blade. If you want to play any team, I think Blade fits with a lot of teams actually. It's not like just Acheron, but he has so many teams. Even some teams that we might not even know by now, because I'm just recording this like 1 hour after his release. So we might learn some new things about him. But yeah, this is it for the showcase. See you next time.